Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. This is Sho, and I'm going to be bringing you another one of my first thoughts videos, where I kind of share my experiences with a game I've recently come in contact with. Now, just going to say this up front, right from the get-go, this is not a review of the game. I haven't played the full game. This is just going to be my experiences with the demo, actually, but this game definitely caught my eye, and nobody's really talking about it, so I wanted to at least try to give some kind of outlet for this game, and that is Potato Flowers in Full Bloom. Now, this is a roguelike dungeon crawler, and I'm going to be the first to admit I'm not a big fan of the dungeon crawler genre. I mean, I know of games like, Stranger and Sword City. Obviously, the original Persona was essentially a dungeon crawler, which I played and I liked. And I did play Demon Gaze way back on the Vita, and I really enjoyed my experience with that, but in general, the mechanics of dungeon crawlers don't really appeal to me all that much. But for here, this game, yeah, it's interesting. And I think it's due to a sort of a few factors that I just want to share. And first, it's definitely going to be its atmosphere and presentation, along with its gameplay mechanics, and there's a staggering amount of customization. So just to get into it, the gameplay mechanics for this I find to be very complex, especially for what would be considered, I guess, a small indie project, I suppose. I don't have too much information on the background of the game, but essentially, as you go through the dungeon, you'll be able to encounter monsters, and this will put you into a sort of a turn-based battle mode, where you get to see all of your characters on the screen, which is quite cool. And basically, I don't want to say it's a game like a sort of a rock, paper, scissors sort of game, but essentially every attack definitely hurts. So you'll need to basically mitigate using defensive actions and offensive actions to survive your encounters. Even with some of the simplest battles early on, with all of your characters at level 1 going against level 0, rats, you can still get very easily overwhelmed if you're a little bit too hasty with your actions. And this is all basically supported by a stamina system where every action, including guarding, spells, attacks, all consume stamina. And this is only just scratching the surface of the total gameplay mechanics, but it's a really interesting challenge where each battle is almost like a puzzle to solve, and I found that to be extremely addicting, which is very strange for me in terms of these sort of dungeon crawlers. But the mechanics are really nice here for this one. To tie into those mechanics, you have the overall atmosphere, and if I were to describe the atmosphere of this game, I kind of want to give it the feeling of Reciteer, an Item Shop's Tale, which I know is a classic, and to make comparisons to that might be perhaps sacrilegious. It's a great game. Not quite the same level of polish, so to speak, but this game has a very beautiful juxtaposition of a mysterious, almost haunting post-calamity feel with these really warm tones. Without going too much into the story, which again, the story kind of comes to you very nicely paced, even in the demo. Basically, you are a member of a mercenary guild of sorts, and you are traveling with your companions in order to find out essentially what happened to this nearby town and to get information about the calamity for a larger organization that you work for. And as a part of it, you basically reestablish sort of an inn where you and your team members use as a hub. And the inn itself is actually really cozy. It has an excellent soundtrack, and you can even kind of scroll around and take a look, and you can get new items to kind of spruce up your inn and make it more appealing. And then when you actually kind of go out and explore the dungeons themselves, you're given these kind of perhaps straightforward environments, but they're really dark, and you have to rely on your torchlight to navigate puzzles and fight enemies, and the overall ambience is just really nice. You have this warm feeling of happiness when you're back at the camp, and then when you're out in the dungeons and you're exploring the ruins, it's this sense of mystery and this nervousness. It's really interesting, and I really enjoy it. And to tie in with that, as I mentioned, there is a certain level of customization as you can get items to make your base, I guess, more homey. You can actually have full control over your team composition. So in the beginning of the game, you can actually recruit up to 8 characters to fill your party. You can only field 3 at a time in battle, but you can do essentially full customization of them, changing obviously their name, but you can give them different classes, and there's at least, I think, 8 classes to start off with. You have warriors, knights, clerics, shamans, rangers. You have wizards and sorcerers, the whole works. You can change their appearance, give them multiple races. I mean, you have, I think, 7 races available to choose from: orc, wood and dark elves, gnomes, humans. And you can basically make a complete customized party of your choosing and your liking, and then send these guys in, and then slowly and steadily work on them, level them up, unlock their new skills through skill trees and point systems. And yeah, it's a really, I guess, personalized experience, and the narrative does well in shaping that, where you're not necessarily the main character riding through, but you are kind of a supporter to the main character, which is essentially your agent, who is the one sort of leading this expedition. So very interesting stuff. I just wanted to share some thoughts about it because it really appealed to me, and I didn't hear anyone talking about this game at all. So if it seems interesting to you and you like what you see on the screen here, there's a free demo available on the eShop. In case if you're jumping over from the PC, it's also available on Steam, coming out on the 10th of March. So do check it out. And if you've had the chance to experience this demo already, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on it. I don't think I'll be able to get a full TAC review, at least not for the next few weeks, unfortunately, because I do have a lot of other videos lined up. But this is definitely going to be on my watch list, so maybe I'll be able to get some more coverage of this down the line. Anyway, if you thought this video was cool and helpful, please feel free to support the channel by sending your love with a subscribe. Of course, like and comment your experiences if you've played this game or if it seems interesting to you. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Show, and I will catch you next time. Cheers!